Welcome to my YouTube channel, Cruising Out of Sight. My name is Justin, and I decided to start this YouTube channel after cruising for the last 24 months, taking 23 cruisers or so. I figured I've gained a lot of knowledge that I'd like to share with everybody out there, experiences I've had, excursions I've done, tips and tricks for cruising and traveling in general. So sit back and enjoy. My first video right now is a recap of our recent trip to Ketchikan, Alaska. My family and I traveled there on the Grand Princess for 7 days, sailing out of Vancouver, British Columbia, and we had a fantastic time, so I thought I'd share it with you all. My intent is to record most of my video in 360, so you should be able to take your mouse and move the screen left and right and look all the way around, which I love. It gives a completely immersive experience, and it eliminates the need for me to have to frame the video and to think about it as I'm recording it. I can sit back, I can enjoy the experience, just hold that camera up high and let it record what's going on without the need to look through the viewfinder and see. So definitely take that mouse, scroll around, look around. Quite often it won't be looking at the neatest thing on the screen. So if you can pan around and look, you'll see some really neat stuff. My intention for this channel is to branch it out into 3 distinct channels. I'd like to have this channel, which just talks about my experiences. I'd like to have a second channel that talks about accessibility. I'm legally blind, and I think it's useful for the legally blind community, or the fully blind community even, to see my experiences, see how I adapt to different situations, some tips and tricks for how to get around, things that I've learned along the way. And then I'd also like to have a third channel, which is just video only, not a whole lot of talking over the top, just 360 content that you can sit back and enjoy and soak in some of the scenery or some of the sights that I love to share with everybody. Here's my wife Melissa and I up on deck 16 of Grand Princess in Ketchikan, Alaska. We are waiting on our 2 daughters to get ready. It's a beautiful view from up here. We really enjoyed the views from the Grand Princess, especially up here on deck 16. We had previously sailed on Royal Caribbean quite a few times, and this ship was different in that the upper decks weren't completely cluttered with deck chairs. Obviously not a lot of people sunbathing in Alaska. So it was nice to be able to get up on the deck up here and look around 360 without having to navigate your way through deck chairs. I also really like the inserts of the AstroTurf, I guess you'd call it, up on the deck instead of a slick deck area, as it oftentimes rains in Alaska. So it's nice to have those areas of more traction up on the deck. Here we are making our way up to the front of the ship. Really nice area up above the bridge to look out. We hadn't booked any excursions for any of our stops in Alaska. It's something we do quite often, where we just wing it and figure out what we want to do once we get off the ship. We're quite often able to find private tours at a discounted price. We always do some amount of research, looking at YouTube videos for best things to do in a certain port, and even taking a look at the excursions that are offered by the ship to make sure we're aware of what's available in the area. Okay. I guess what really threw us off is the prices are the same on both invoices. No, same time. No, this is our first. So we were kind of wondering that Amber was 20 at the time of booking. Well, actually, she might have been 19. She's 21 now, and Caitlin's 15, but still, we would have expected them to have at least a refreshment package. Here's a few pictures of what it looks like once you get off the ship in Ketchikan. Nice view of Grand Princess, some of the shops downtown. Ketchikan has a really nice waterfront area that you can stroll along. It's a wooden boardwalk, and there's plenty of things to see along the way. We did stop into one of the souvenir shops on the way, just outside where you get off of the ship. There's a really big souvenir shop that had some really nice Alaska merchandise at really reasonable prices. I was quite surprised, as most things in Alaska are maybe double the price of what you'd expect. Over here on the boardwalk, you can also walk over to the water and see all the fishing boats that are pulled up alongside. Really nice area. It was kind of a dreary day, but no rain, so we were pleasantly surprised, as it quite often rains in Alaska. And here we are at the Lumberjack Show. This is pre-show. We were able to get seats right down in front. I told them that I was legally blind, and they accommodated us by making sure that there were seats up close. Although pretty much everywhere in this stadium is a pretty good viewing area. Here's one of the first competitions they did. They did some wood chopping, see who could get through the log the fastest. Followed by sawing. Pretty neat. They split the Lumberjacks up into two teams, one American team, one Canadian team, and they split the crowd up accordingly so we could cheer for our corresponding side and then jeer the other side if they won. It was pretty fun. Here they're doing some axe throwing. This was pretty neat. He carved a little seat from a block of wood and actually gave it away to one of the little girls in the stadium. They did a really good job in this show. They kept the crowd really engaged. They were funny, very active. A lot of back and forth between the two teams. Here they are, the log run. These guys really work for their money. The tickets were around $40 a piece, so a little on the expensive side, but we really enjoyed the show and didn't regret paying that price. We thought this was one of the funnier things that they did, the log roll. I didn't realize that they would splash each other with water so much. The guys were completely soaked once they were done, as evidenced by the video.
Spruce Mill, Kyle might have lost yourself twice, all right? Don't worry, that water's ice cold. You take a fit. Where you going?
And here's a few pictures of a dog that we found outside of the Alaska Fish House. The food here was amazing. We had smoked salmon soup, fish and chips. There was the view from the restaurant. There's that fish and chips, so good. The fries were amazing. Highly recommend the Alaska Fish House in Ketchikan. And here's the sailaway. As we left late that afternoon, I perched myself up on the viewing area up above the bridge, braving the cold. It got pretty windy and chilly once the ship got up to speed. We really enjoyed our day in Ketchikan. It was very easy to walk the area, lots of shops to look at. Really enjoyed that Lumberjack Show. The fish and chips lunch that we had was amazing. The scenery all the way around the docking area is absolutely beautiful. The people were very, very friendly. Just all in all, a really good day. Well, enjoy the scenery. Thank you for watching my video. If you'd like and subscribe, I'd really, really appreciate it. Would really like to build this channel up to be something that people can look to for information on different ports of call, travel tips, and the like. And your likes and subscribes definitely help in that effort.